Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time tuning in, my name's Lisette and I post beauty and lifestyle videos. We're going to be doing a mostly drugstore makeup look. I've started to actually collect quite a few drugstore products. I've only recently been kind of doing a little bit more research on drugstore products just to kind of see what's out there. I thought I would do a drugstore video just to kind of show you guys that you can actually create a really pretty dramatic look with drugstore products without having to actually spend, you know, as much money as you would at like Sephora or, you know, using high-end products. So this is what I came up with. I think it turned out really cute.
At the end, I ended up taking off the pink lipstick and I ended up actually throwing on this black liquid lip, which is not drugstore, but it still looked super cute and I still wanted to throw it in.
But if you guys want to see how I got this look, then keep on watching.
You got it, girl, you got it. I don't really wanna go around. Trips that you plan for the next whole week. Been so long for niggas so cheap and flex OD.
I've actually collected quite a few more drugstore products and I pulled out a couple of old things that I had. It's actually been a while since I actually bought products from the drugstore. The products I did actually buy, I kind of collected them in a bunch of different ways. Some of them I bought and I just have been having for like a very long time. Which is probably gross because they're honestly probably expired or they were like gifts to me. So I went ahead and quickly just kind of put aside all of the products that I know are from the drugstore, and I figured I would just do something I haven't done on my channel yet, but do something that I feel people like to watch. Or I'm going to call this a mostly drugstore. Not every single item I'm going to be using is actually from the drugstore, but I grabbed as many that I had, so it's mostly going to be drugstore products. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get this started. So like I said, this is going to be mostly drugstore products. So for my moisturizer, I'm going in with the Caudalie Vino Source Moisturizing Sorbet. This is just the original Caudalie moisturizer. This one is not from the drugstore, unfortunately. Actually, you know what? It could actually be. I have heard that Caudalie has been in like CVS's. That might actually be a drugstore product. So next I'm going to be going in with the Dermalogica SPF. This is the Prisma Protect SPF 30. So this I know is absolutely not a drugstore product, I don't think. Even not too sure if I'm going to be going outside today, but I'm just going to go in with a little bit of this just because. So for primer, I'm going in with the Milani Prime Light Face Primer Strobing Plus Pore Minimizing, and this is oil-free. I've shown this to you guys before. That just so happens to be a product that I actually do use every so often. That's usually the primer I have been going in with just because that's what I have. I'm going to be taking a spoolie, which my spoolie right here is like rock hard. Yeah, I haven't washed it. I have been washing my brushes though a lot more recently, so pretty proud of myself for actually not being that lazy to actually do it. And I'm just kind of quickly combing some hair gel through my brows just to kind of get them to the shape that I want. And then I kind of just fix them up. So yeah, now that I have my brows nice and glued down, I don't know if this is a drugstore brand, Bedhead. I want to say it is. I think I have seen Bedhead in Walgreens. This is the Hardhead Mohawk Gel. This is the same one I've been using my past few videos when I did my brows. So any hair gel really works, any brow gel. Like I said, I kind of just do it just to kind of get a general shape and so my eyebrows can kind of have that almost like microbladed effect. So to carve out my eyebrows, I like to do them first. Kind of gives me a little bit of a guide for when I'm actually going in and doing that. I'm going to be taking my NYX Professional Makeup Pro Foundation palette. This is going to be like my third time using this palette, so this is actually still fairly new. Shout out to Laura because she was the one who actually got this for me. I'm going to be going in with the lightest shade in the palette with my flat concealer brush. Basically go underneath my brows with no product in them. I'm literally just going to kind of shape them out. And then I'm going to be taking just a regular makeup sponge and kind of just blend all of that out. I'm going to take my CoverGirl True Blend cream contour, and before I go in with my foundation, I kind of want the contour to be a little more natural today. And then I'm gonna apply it a little higher than my actual cheekbone, if that makes sense. I hope they still sell this cream contour palette when I actually run out, because I actually really like this one. And on my jawline. So now that I have my cream contour applied everywhere, I'm just taking that same sponge I blended out my concealer on my eyelids with, and I'm just gonna kind of blend that out. So now that I have my contour blended out, I'm gonna go ahead and apply the foundation. So I'm gonna go back in with the NYX palette. I'm gonna apply it with a kind of like a bigger version of my concealer brush, and then I'm gonna go in with, I think I'm gonna go in with this first one on the second row. It's kind of like a medium kind of fair golden undertone. I think I'm gonna actually mix it with this one over here. I'm just gonna apply it on top of, oh no, that was actually too dark. I'm gonna actually go in with more of this one. I'm gonna apply it on my forehead, on my cheeks. When you blend it out, it does go a longer way actually. When you apply it, you might, because it dries down, you kind of feel like you need to keep going in with it. So that's why I kind of went in with a couple different layers. Okay, so now that I have that pretty much applied everywhere, I'm just gonna go in with a blending brush. I'm just gonna blend all that out. Okay, so now that I have all of the foundation blended out, I'm gonna go in with the color that I used to carve out my brows, and I'm gonna apply that everywhere that I want concealer. Okay, so pretty much in all of those places. Okay, so I'm taking my sponge again, and just because I'm too lazy to go find a smaller one, I'm just kind of pinching it in half. Alright, so now that I have that blended, I'm gonna go ahead and take my, coating. So I'm taking the original Air Spun translucent powder. So I'm gonna take my sponge, I'm gonna put it underneath my eyes. I'm gonna take this big, fluffy, large powder brush. This is the F30 Sigma brush, and I'm gonna dip it into a pressed powder, and I'm gonna kind of dust this all over the rest of my face to set it. But this is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Translucent. It's gonna kind of dust this everywhere else. I think I'm just gonna use this one for today. I'm just gonna use the original Hoola bronzer. It's definitely not Drugstore. The other one I have is a little bit more like high-end, so I don't want to use anything that like is really high-end. I'm gonna apply it right on top of the contour, everywhere where we put the contour cream. But for blush, I'm gonna be taking the Milani Luminoso. This is the first time I've actually not used this, but this is the first time I've actually owned this. I feel like I've seen this so many times on TikTok, and I've been wanting to try it, which I've tried it a couple times already, and it's super pigmented. It gives me like a guide for when I put my highlight, because you can already kind of see where the light hits with the blush. I'm going to use my Bare Minerals setting spray. I'm going to be using this Morphe palette. This is the 18S, and I'm going to be using one of the shades in here as my highlight. So I'm going to be going in with the very lightest shade. I'm going to take a blending brush. I want to go in with this color in the middle. It's the one in between the gold and then the kind of pinky, like peachy orange color. So I recently got this one. Again, shout out to Laura. She got this one for me too. Next, I'm going to go in with this kind of deep purple shade. I'm using the same brush too. It's the one actually right below the one that we just used. And I'm going to put that in the crease as well, but you know, kind of keep it a little bit lower. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to dip it in the darkest brown here in the corner. I'm going to be using this to kind of deepen up the crease a little bit more, so hence the reason why I'm using a really tiny brush. I'm taking this transition shade, and then I'm just gonna apply it one more time to blend out the purple. Okay, so I'm gonna go back in with my NYX palette, and then I'm gonna use the same color I used for my concealer, and I'm gonna be using this to cut the crease. I like to apply a little to the bottom of my eyelid, almost like right as close to the lash line as possible, and then I'll look up, and then wherever it kind of left that little mark is where I'll start my cut crease. That's as close as I can get them. I like the shape, and I'm just gonna stop there before I get carried away and start messing it up. I'm gonna take the Maybelline Fit Me powder, apply it on top of where I put the concealer, just so it kind of dries down just a little bit. Okay, I want to mix this kind of orangey shade in the corner with this kind of reddish peach orangey shade, and I'm taking a flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm gonna apply this. First I'm gonna apply it on the inner portion of the cut crease, and then I'm gonna see if I want to apply it at the corner or if I want to do a darker color. I'm not too sure yet, so I'm just gonna focus it on the front for now. So I think I'm gonna leave a little bit of a little bit of the edge out. I want to go in with a color on that little section. I'm just not too sure which one yet. So for now, I'm just kind of tapping that orange as close to the edge of the crease as I can. I think I'm going to take a little bit of this kind of burgundy shade and maybe a little bit of the brown, but mostly the burgundy. And then I'm going to tap that on the outer edge. Looking over here, fucking.
Was long. Excuse my French.
He's over there trying to just let it be known that he's tired.
That's a
I'm gonna take the same brown shade, that corner shade, and I'm gonna apply that on the bottom, and I'm gonna diffuse it out with a lighter color, so I'm gonna try to keep it as close to my lashes as I can. I think I'm gonna go in with a mixture of this kind of warm brown and then the orange in the corner. I'm gonna mix them together, and I'm gonna use that to diffuse the dark shade we just put down a little bit. So I'm going in right underneath it, and then I'm gonna dip the brush into the same color we used as the highlight, and just spritz it a little bit, and then apply that in the inner corner. And then I'm gonna actually dip that in the same color. I'm gonna apply this right underneath the highest point of my brow. Okay, so I'm just going in. I'm gonna use the Sephora Noir Black High Precision Eyeliner. So this is just the regular one with the, regular little brush. So no wing, just a basic line. While that dries, I'm gonna take my eyebrow pencil and just kind of start filling in my brows. This is the Ulta Beauty Ultra Slim Brow Pencil in dark brown. Shout out to Laura. I like a cool tone brown. I'll take this angled eyebrow brush, and I'm gonna dip it in the brown. And then I'm gonna tap this over on top of the liner. I'm gonna be using the black shade. It's just a regular matte black. For mascara, I'm using the L'Oreal Paris Telescopic Mascara. One of my old friends from high school actually put me onto this. I think I remember like complimenting her lashes, and then she told me about this, and this is the first time since then that I've actually used this. I mean, I've used it for a couple different looks since I got it. This is the first time I've owned it since high school, and I'm surprised they still make it. I'm glad they still make it though, because I actually love it just as much as I did back then. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Ardell lashes. In the meantime, I was gonna go in with a little bit of eyeliner on my waterline, and I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure they don't carry Smashbox in the drugstore, but I'm gonna go in. I know this isn't a drugstore product, but I'm gonna be going in with this because I feel like I've made so many mistakes today with just the products that I'm unfamiliar with that I'm not really trying to take a risk and use anything different. I don't even have any drugstore eyeliners now that I think about it. Pencil eyeliners. So I'm gonna be going in with the Smashbox Always On Gel Liner. So for lip liner, I'm going to be going in with the Huda Beauty pencil in the shade. It's a lip contour pencil in white. I'm going to be going in with my Sonia Kashuk lipstick. I love this lipstick formula, you guys. This is the only one I've ever owned, and I've had this for hell years. I don't even know what color this is, so even if I wanted to get it again, I would have to just like guess. But yeah, so sorry you guys, I don't know what shade this is. And with this, I'm pretty much just going to be applying it right where I put my lip liner. If anything, just a little bit below, and then I'm going to see how it looks, because like I said, I think the lip liner is a little bit lighter, so if it doesn't look too bad, I'm just going to keep it at that. I'm gonna go in with my lip gloss. This is L'Oreal. This one is just as old as my Sonia Kashuk lipstick, so unfortunately I don't. Oh, actually, yes I do. I take that back. So it's the L'Oreal Paris 815 Barely Nude Gloss. I thought for a second it had wiped off because it used to say something on the side, I think, but yeah, whatever. But it's a really cute kind of peachy color. It almost has a tad bit of like orange in it. Just stamp it on this part right underneath my Cupid's bow. I think that's what that's called. I always draw a blank on what that little thingy is called on your lid, but yeah, right where the highest point is in the middle. Focus the lip gloss on just that area. I feel like it just looks really, really cute. But I'm going in with my Dare to Create palette, and I think I'm gonna go in with this brown right here. It's the second row and the fourth one over, and I'm only dipping the tip of the brush, and basically just gonna kind of tap just that corner, just this end over here on my acne marks, and basically just gonna create like a fake beauty mark, just so that way it doesn't make it as noticeable that it's a pimple. Don't usually do this either, you guys. I've only done this like once or twice, so this is optional. You guys don't have to do this. I'm only just doing this because, yeah, I have a lot of acne going on right now. I'm kind of doing a couple extra ones just to kind of hide the little dark areas I have. Hey guys, so the look is done. So I scooted my camera a little closer so you guys can kind of get a little bit of a better look of everything. So I think it actually came out super cute. I actually like the freckled look. Like I said, I'm not somebody to actually do that like really at all. But since your girl was kind of breaking out, you know, that was kind of a neat little trick to kind of hide it a little bit. But overall, I really like it. I think it goes really well with this shirt I'm wearing. But yeah, so this is one of those looks I feel like you kind of just gotta take a second and just like look at it. You know what I mean? Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments if you guys enjoyed, if I taught you guys something, or maybe you guys took a trick of mine that I may have showed you, and let me know if it, you know, maybe you used it and it did help you out. So make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and turn on your post notifications so that way you guys will be notified when I have a new video for you guys to watch. Make sure to follow me on TikTok as well. I'm usually on TikTok when I'm not on here. I'd really appreciate it, you guys, because I honestly put a lot of work into my TikToks. Like, it'll be taking me hours to do my TikToks sometimes. So any love that you guys show on there or on here, I really do appreciate. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.